Hey everyone!
Hey, and welcome to a special Christmas episode of After Hours.
We are super excited to be with you tonight. We hope that you enjoy all the fun techniques that we're going to show you on the Christmas panel that we picked.
Yes, as many of you know, this year and through all the years, the Grinch is very popular this year, though.
It seems to be everywhere I go.
Everywhere you go, the Grinch is everywhere. Mom took a Grinch panel and put some really cute borders on them. You know, she's the queen of borders these days. And then we decided to mount it on the machine and to show you a couple of different ways to do some fun freehand that you can use in your everyday quilting or to embellish this panel if you happen to have one.
Exactly. I think we should just get started. We have so much to show them.
I know we do. So let's head over to the machine.
Alrighty.
And we will meet y'all over there, and we're walking. And we're walking, and now we're here.
There we go.
Okay, so in this border that she has placed on, I decided just to do some simple piano keys to show you some ruler work, a couple of different ways to attempt them. I did the piano keys vertical here on the top to cut across this horizontal. It kind of breaks apart that line.
Yeah.
So you have these nice vertical lines, and then on the left and right side, they actually go the opposite way. So it's kind of exploding out of the panel. So I'm going to use my handy dandy 4x8 ruler, my favorite one that we carry. And this one has a bunch of different markings on them. And I wanted these lines to be 1 inch apart. And when you're working with a ruler, sometimes it's far away, or sometimes you're on top of batting when you're trying to do straight line quilting, and you can't see that exact number that you want. So I grabbed a piece of painter's tape, and I put it on the line that has the 1 so I can do my 1 inch line. And I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see on camera, but I think you get the idea. And that gives me a good visual of where I need to stop, especially if I'm on white. That tells me exactly where I need to be.
That's a good idea. Good tip there.
So I'm going to bring my machine over, and I'm going to pull up my thread right where the right side of that ruler is.
So he's using a monofilament thread, a clear thread, so that way you can see the stitching, but the panel is speaking. That's what you're seeing.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the main focus of this is that. So I'm going to do a little bit of a tie off here. And then I will line this up where I need it to be and get going. So we're going to come straight down. We're going to touch the inner border and then actually stitch back up. That's going to save us from having to do over stitching in the border, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to come down, touch that inner border, and then bounce right back up. Now that you're in the ditch or the binding area out here, we're just going to move a little bit. You don't have to be super precise because this is going to be in the binding. You just can kind of move along, move your ruler with you until the line lines up with the stitching, and then you'll come back down and back up again. And then you'll start to help yourself kind of push your machine with your ruler. Get to that next line. Down and back up. Go, 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 go to that next line. Down and back up. And you're just working your way through this, and you can see you can kind of get really proficient with it and get to be pretty quick with it as you go. So we're just pushing right along this. Tip on these rulers, make sure you either have your pinky or one of your fingers alongside of it because you're applying pressure with your machine on that ruler to keep it straight, and you don't want the ruler to move, so having that helps, and having some little grip dots on
Yeah, so the grip dots
as well help too. Yeah.
And always make sure you have your ruler base on too before you attempt
Oh yeah, very good. I forgot to talk about that. Definitely want a ruler base on. So we're just going back and forth along this as we go, making a super fast, super fun piano key border. Piano keys are wonderful if you have any fullness in the border. They really eat up that fullness nice. Kind of apply a little bit of a different texture in there with it. And we're going. And you don't have to do just an inch. You can make them whatever size you want. I just wanted to do an inch. I don't really know why. It just spoke to me. And there went my clamp. I knew that was going to happen. Coming down. And that's going to finish off that piano key. All the way through that little section. I'm not worried that it's not another inch here on the side. I like the movement in it because it's not a full inch on either side all the way around. Because I don't know exactly how this border was going to be, you can have a little movement around it and have different spacings to give it a little bit more interest as well. So we're going to pull up our thread and trim our bobbin from our border, and then we're going to head down and start working with this little sashing section right here with the beads and the ornaments. Now this section is pretty busy, so sometimes it's hard to determine exactly what you want to place here. And since we're going to be doing a lot of embellishment on the Grinch below, I want to keep this nice and simple. Just to make it a little bit easier on the eye to have the focus be the beads and the ornaments. So I'm actually going to take a stencil and some pounce powder. We've got this cute little stencil right here. It looks like some waves and some swirls, but it has that same movement throughout this onto this section. You see that?
I do, yeah. And it's, if you're looking at the stencil and like it, it's on our website. It's $19.49.
Oh yeah, 1949. There you go. Glad you saw that.
Yep.
Okay, so now this one is a directional stencil. As you can see, it kind of changes however which direction you flip it over. Normally you'll be using your stencil label side down, but I would like these swirls to go to the right. I don't know why, that's just where my brain goes.
Yeah.
So we're going to get away with it this time. We're not going to tell anybody that we're going to not do it label side down. We're going to do it label side up on this one. So we're going to grab our pounce powder and our stencil, give it a little bit of a hit there. I'm using the pink pounce powder and just a light brush, all I need on this. And because we are doing it label side up, I have to do a little extra, just like that. Oh yeah, I can see it just enough.
Good guideline.
And then you can shift this down to where you get the next full repeat in, and then you can continue your brushing. So another pull here and brush. Yeah, doing it label side up is completely different, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It doesn't pull it the same way, but it works. It gives me the idea.
It gives you the idea.
Gives me what I'm working for.
And after you pounce, you can spritz it to put it down a little bit, or if you want to keep this pounce powder in place, it's okay to spritz to hold that in place.
Yeah, use a little water, a little best press.
Yep.
Anything will hold it down nicely. So you're going to go to your starting point position. I went, I know I can barely see it right there on camera, which is okay. I went right there to one of the ending points of one of the piano keys, so it kind of looks like they were all built together to work together. Have a nice starting and stop. I'll do a quick little tie off there, and then I'm going to start in with my swirl. Coming around.
I feel like this is a really good go-to type of pattern to use, especially in sashing and borders.
Oh, no question. Yeah, we have a full line of these ones that are great for sashing. So we've got feathers, swirls, leaves, hearts. They fit in there really nice. Just working through this. Again, this wasn't supposed to be something that had a huge impact on this. Just to be something to hold it down, really. And in one of those other piano keys.
You were knocking those out.
I was going right through them. That one goes pretty fast. Note to self, I would definitely spritz it down.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see the pounce powder.
Yeah.
Because it started to disappear a little bit on me, which is okay. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But if you want to really see it for sure,
Spritz
it a little bit. Okay. So let's roll it up. And Mom, are you going to do some stuff?
I'm going to try.
Oh, no, there's
I'll
no
be in the Christmas
try.
spirit.
You can do it.
I'm going to look at the Grinch at the same time.
And be in the Christmas spirit. All right, that's one way to put it. Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that where you want it? Okay.
Yep.
All right, I will put some clamps on for you. But before you do that, I want to show them something we didn't talk about. Now that I've got it rolled up enough, I can see it.
Yeah.
Because I did the border around this first, because I wanted to stabilize that border. It's hard to see because I did the clear thread, but about every 6 inches, I did a horizontal basting line. Benefit of that is because that locks it down, you can roll the quilt back and forth all day long without any movement in batting or the quilt top. If you have all that open and you're rolling, it's going to crinkle down, and then your whole idea is going to be gone at that point. So if you plan on rolling back and forth and doing a lot in a custom quilt, I would suggest basting every 6 inches. Does not have to be perfect every 6, and then just have that horizontal. And this is 2 stitches per inch. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, just like
it's
a really
big old
stitch.
base.
Yeah, that it will come out.
That
really
way you can
easy.
pull it out easily. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just holding it in place, especially if you want to do a lot of freehand on it, and you're not sure. You're like, oh, I really like that idea, but you know what? I want to go down here.
Yeah, I had no idea what we were going to do in the center. I just wanted to do the border first. So yeah,
exactly.
That's exactly where you go with it.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you headed now that I got that out?
Well, I'm actually going to do some stitching kind of around to kind of like stabilize the Grinch down.
Okay.
So I like to do kind of echoes and things like that. I like to try anyway because it gives me a guideline. So the Grinch right here is giving me a pattern. It's telling me I can go around like that. I can do certain things. So I'm going to actually follow his little lead and go with that and stabilize him down first before I go in and try to do anything in here.
You're going to follow his lead. You going to take presents too?
I'm going to take presents too. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull up the thread. Let me grab this. Sorry if I'm in the way in the camera.
That's fine.
Alright, so I'm at 12 stitches per inch. I'm not sure if Corey mentioned that before. You can change your stitches per inch if you have a stitch regulator based on like if you're doing really tight stitching, open stitching. I think for what I'm doing right now, 12 is a good one.
12 is fine for this.
It's kind of a good overall, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just using his little fur there. Nothing perfect. Loving that it's clear thread so you don't see all my mistakes.
Benefit of that clear, that monofilament thread is there's so many colors going on here. If you wanted to change out those colors each time that you're changing, I mean, feel free, be my guest. I've done it before. But for something like this, you really wanted the Grinch to be the main focus on everything, and not so much the color of the thread on the quilting. So that's where the monofilament comes in.
I love how he's giving me the guidelines here. Like I can literally just go in and embellish his fur a little bit, right?
You're doing a great job. Looks good. Another thing I don't think we talked about with that basting, you can stitch over that. You're going to end up pulling it out, so don't worry about having to jump over it. Just stitch right on over it, and then you'll pull it out later. Oh, you're changing. I thought you were going to keep going down the coat. Okay, all right, we're switching it up.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Well, that's fine.
And I think inside here, I'm going to just kind of do a little echo inside.
Okay.
Just to give the collar a little bit of texture, but then I can come back this direction too. Because to me, it's easier if you can keep things continuous without having to stop and pull up the thread.
We like continuous. Keep that machine moving.
Finish off the little embellishment here that I was going on.
This is cute.
And then I've got his little collar done enough, I feel, and I've got around his face.
Oh,
It's kind of hard to see.
I thought you were going to keep echoing on the inside.
Oh, I will. I was just stopping for a second.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to echo. I'm going to try to echo one more time and then see if I can catch there without having to stop.
All right.
But we'll see.
Go for it.
Okay. One more little echo. Getting a little bit tighter in here. Trying to do the back echo. I think I'm good there. It gives a little texture to me to the collar.
Okay.
So then I'm going to stabilize it.
Okay.
Or stop it. And then pull up my thread.
Or you could actually keep going. So get to the end here and then kind of teardrop it down. You want me to show you?
Yeah, why don't you do that part?
Okay. So
I think I know what you're saying, but I don't want to mess them up.
So you're going to come up to here and then give yourself some deep little teardrops.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
On your way back.
Perfect.
That way when you get out, you just come down and now you're down to the rest of them right there.
Yeah,
Look at there.
good idea.
So do some deep little teardrops there.
So then anyway, come back down and do it. Outline him again until your throat space is out, and then you can finish and go up and do some more. So like I was thinking about going in and just kind of outlining the ornaments.
Okay, go for it.
So kind of, I'm using the panel as my guide. Because I mean, I'm not as artistic, so coming up with the ideas to put there, so it's like, why not just use what's already been given to me, right?
Exactly.
The panel was given to me. Or not given to me, but you know, in the design. And because you're using clear thread, you can literally go anywhere, up and down. Let's see. I think I'm going to come back up there, up and down like that.
Yeah, there you go. Just adding little pieces onto them.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to, you could do some stuff in here in the middle. And then, but the idea is to continue going and just using the pattern on the panel to do your quilting.
I like it.
Right?
It looks super cute.
Okay.
I think you did a great job.
All right. Do you want to do some stuff over here? And then maybe we can finish up with doing the stippling on the outside?
Yeah, I was
thinking?
going to take the ornaments a little bit of a different way too.
Okay.
So I'm going to...
Oh, we didn't do his face. You want to do his face before you roll?
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it. Oh, you want me to do the face?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can do it, but you'd probably do a better job.
Well, let's see what you got.
Alrighty. So we need
I'm sure
to
you
pull
do a
up the
wonderful
thread.
job. Travel up.
Travel up, you
Travel
think?
up. It's
Okay.
clear thread. Travel up. Just try to stay where you were. There you go. Just travel up the outside. A little bit of an extra echo. It's a design choice. Look at that. No need to pull up. Now you're into his neck. Perfect.
So I think inside the face,
Do his neck like
like that.
There you go. Yeah. Just like that. There you go. Once you get to the center point, then go the opposite direction. Or to the left, excuse me. There you go. There we go. Oh, you're so good.
All right, so I got the neck. I'm going to let you do the face.
Okay, no pressure.
You got this.
Let's see. I want to kind of follow the same direction that his face is moving, so let's head up here. And I am just going to give it a little bit of swirl and a travel down.
Yeah, there you go. You go, kind of go with his frown.
And do his nose. And come in here. And we'll travel up. Again, another benefit of having that clear thread. Just going for it. I don't want to get too far into his eyebrows. I don't want him to have those eyebrows still. I'm going to go around his eyes, eyelashes.
I think that's good. It just pops the eye out for you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, he's staring at me. He's not happy that we're quilting on his face. There we go.
Well, and you know, I really do like how this panel gave us a lot of guidelines.
Oh,
And
no question.
There's a lot of panels out there that'll do that too.
No question, yeah. It definitely helps you.
I remember we have a panel hanging here in the store. It's a Texas panel that Corey, it's one of his first
It is my
freehands.
first freehand. It's something.
Yeah, it's really cute though. I mean, he just used the different animals, the flag, all that as the actual pattern. And it turned out really good. So it's the same theory.
The batting on this is going to give it a little extra loft and dimension. It's going to make it look really cool.
Yeah, what batting did you put in here?
I just did some good old 80-20.
Good old 80-20.
Good old 80-20.
So if you wanted to pop a little bit more, you could probably put a double layer 80-20 or like a...
You could do a layer 80-20 and a layer of wool or
Okay.
a layer of poly, yeah.
And that would give it some really good pop.
Correct. Trying to just follow the natural flow of where I think things are moving on his face. Now it looks like he has a little bit of a mustache.
All right, you can finish up his mouth and then...
And then we'll just do a couple of lines in his mouth there. And then the rest here.
Perfect. That's good. It looks just like it's fur coming off of his face. It's perfect.
Where are we headed?
All right, so I think
okay.
you were going to do some roll up and do some ornaments, and then we'll do some stippling and finish it off.
Since we're already here, do you want to go and do some stippling?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we'll do some stippling since we're already here.
All right, so Corey had already started the stippling on the side, just to keep it simple. You didn't need anything. You didn't need a really busy pattern here. You wanted to see the ho ho ho.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that. And again, like we talked about, he's the main. The Grinch is the main focus.
Yeah.
Not the background. You know, not anything like that. So you're just going in with some stippling, having some fun. There's only a few rules to stippling. You don't really want to get into a pattern. You don't want to cross over, and you don't want any points. Other than that, go for it. Now, if you would like it to be a little bit more equal, or if you haven't done stippling before and you're a little concerned about getting it as even, there are stencils out there that you could pounce on, and then whenever you get to the Grinch, you would just kind of make your own way around it.
Yeah, kind of like this stencil right here.
I'll pause that so you can see it.
Yeah.
So you could use a stencil like this with pounce powder, lay it on, pounce it, and then whatever goes over him, just kind of use your marking pencil and say, okay, well, instead of going in, we're just going to make a curve here to go to the next line.
Yeah.
But that you could pounce that all the way down to give yourself something to follow.
Yep, and that is stencil 31019, stipple meander that we have.
I was talking and I broke my rule. Oh no.
Well, you're using clear thread, so you can't tell.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that. So you're just hopping in with that stipple and working your way all the way around. And I'll finish up that stipple. I'm gonna go ahead and take it up here and pause it, and then we're gonna roll and do some other stuff real quick. I'll finish that up later. I could stipple all day long.
I really like his face. That fur, what you did really turned out really good.
Well, thank you.
And I like my neck. I might have to say the neck did turn out good too. I like playing around with freehand.
It's fun. Freehand's a lot of fun. And I'm going to continue on your same little trend that you did, following around his outside.
Okay.
Up his finger. And down this way. I'm going to follow the coat here. And I'm actually going to travel up a little bit more. And I want to do each one of these fingers too. That way they all have their own little uniqueness to them. The inside of this, the inside of the thumb, and now we get to play with some of the ornaments. So your idea was you did the circle, you kind of dropped down, you did your circle, and you worked around it, which was a wonderful idea. It was wonderful to work with the panel. Another way you can do it, if you have a larger ornament, swirl into that ornament and then swirl out.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
This is a small one, just do a regular circle around it. This is a larger one, so go around and then swirl in and then swirl out. Give it a little bit of extra texture. When it's hanging up and the sun hits it just right, you'll really see some cool work on this for the shadowing of it all. You travel and you can just kind of work your way around all of these. And I'm going to travel up this coat now and just work around. It's so much fun, like you said, just working with what you have with the panel.
Move the camera a little bit so we can see better.
I'm just working through this as we go. You don't have to be exactly on each of these things. That's the fun part about it. Working through this.
So we can talk about what size needle you're using with this monofilament, and then like what you're having the bobbing case.
So I'm using a size 18 or a 4.0 or 110/18, however you want to look at it. I would recommend you start with a bottom line or a sew fine to really understand how it works.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
If you do want to use monofilament in the bobbin, only fill up that bobbin about halfway. But I would strongly recommend using either a sew fine or a bottom line.
Okay.
Getting started for sure. This one I'm doing clamshells on the bottom of the coat as we work around this.
Alrighty.
just to finish off the bottom of the coat for this. And then I get to leave the rest to you. You're going to finish the rest of this later. Look at that.
Awesome. I think it turned
He's
out
so
really
cute.
cute. Yeah.
Just
Gives
a
you
baby.
an idea of what you can do with panels, and we won't hold their time anymore on the quilting. We'll let them go and design something.
For sure. All right, so let's head back to the studio and say our goodbyes.
Okay. Well, that was so fun.
Did you like it?
I think anytime you can take a panel with a border. Hey, I really liked my borders, how I put them on this time.
I like the way you did them.
I changed it up a little bit.
You've been doing really well. Y'all know that she took the sewing machine home and she's been into it.
Yeah,
she's doing
I've been
really
having
well.
fun. I had borders, but just taking the panel and then just adding some dimension to it, like we did, especially with the face, that turned out really good. And then and then you have, whether it's a quilt, a wall hanging, whatever you do with that panel, even if it's you're turning them into pillows, because you got a panel that has different pillows.
Interesting pillow, yeah.
But yeah, just to be able to, well, maybe not the Grinch on a pillow, but like panels in general.
Yeah, I'm thinking now that'd be kind of cool actually.
Yeah, you
Anyway.
take it and then you like make it just different designs,
Yeah.
cut it out, and then turn it into the pillow where the top is the quilted and the sleeve is on the back. You can do all kinds of stuff.
I'm a professional quilter.
But I mean, but anyway, so we just want to give you some fun ideas that you can use, especially if you have some panels that you want to finish up, or just to kind of give you ideas of what you can put into your custom quilting.
Definitely.
Yep.
Well, from all of us here at Linda's Lecture Quilters and the After Hours Squad,
Yes.
we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. We will be taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we'll be back in January,
And we'll
at the
be back
beginning
in
of January.
All right, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.